Is the GK Streak actually an upgrade or just a side grade to the GK Kunten? Because on graph, they look similar with the same dynamic driver and similar tuning. But once you actually listen, things start to change. Today we're comparing the GK Streak and the GK Kunten, two ultra-budget IEMs from GK. The content is around less than $10, while the GK Streak can be bought for 19.99 US dollars. So the real question is, what are you actually paying for? Now, let's start with the build, and there's already a clear difference. The GK Streak feels more premium as you get a metal faceplate with a semi-gloss finish, plus a transparent resin shell that sees the internals. This build feels really solid and sturdy overall. Meanwhile, the content is made of a more basic plastic faceplate with a resin shell as well. The streak improves the quality by reinforcing the QDC connector internally with these two screws, which reduces the chances of breaking, compared to the content where it doesn't have any screw on the QDC connector. So in this So in this area, the GK streak definitely wins. In terms of the fit, personally, the content feels more comfortable in ear because it is smaller in shell size. The streak also has a longer and larger nozzle which makes it harder to fit in more ears. So you need more tip rolling in order to find the fit that you need. For the sound comparison, we have the graph here, where starting with the bass, they are actually pretty similar and follow a similar curve, where the since they both use the same dynamic driver, both gives the same satisfying rumble and punch, which is very engaging and fun. This trick keeps the same weight and texture but tightens things up a little bit that leaves a clearer decay and slightly more controlled bass. For the mid-range, they are also pretty much identical, which male vocals have weight and sounds full. Meanwhile, for the upper mid-range over here, the content pushes vocals more forward where it sounds clearer and more engaging, while this streak pulls it a little bit flatter over here, which gives them a more balanced and less shouty sound. Now, for the treble, the streak has a microplanar tweeter that gives better extension over here at the air side and also gives a more refined and safer treble here, which gives it a more balanced and refined sound without losing the details over here. For the air, this extension provided gives a more open and more micro details which sounds really good for its price. Now for the technicalities, they're actually pretty similar where in soundstage, they are pretty much average where it's not too intimate or not too open. For the imaging though, it is definitely usable for gaming and you could definitely determine where the enemy is. While for the separation, it is decent but can suffer during busy tracks. So to summarize the sound, the content is more fun and thumpy while the streak is a little bit cleaner and tighter, but they are still pretty much identical as we can see here in the graph. While for the mid-range, the content is more female forward vocal while the streak is more balanced and more relaxed in the upper mid-range. For the treble, the streak has a major treble quality and refinement with the extension in the air area, while the content is a more forward, lower, and presence region which helps provide more crispier cymbals. So the question is, should you upgrade? Get the GK content if you want the cheapest possible value and you like forward vocal and fun tuning. While get the GK streak if you want better treble and refinement, you're sensitive to harshness, and you want a better build quality. And honestly, the streak isn't a completely different IM. It's an evolution of the content, where it's cleaner, smoother, and more mature. So that wraps up my comparison for the GK streak and content. If you have any questions, comment down below, and if this helped you decide, don't forget to like and subscribe. So see you in the next review. Bye!